So here's one of the craziest unsolved mysteries in American history. November 24th, 1971, a guy in a business suit hijacks Northwest Orient Flight 305, demands $200,000 and four parachutes, lets all the passengers go, then jumps out of the plane into a dark, stormy night and just vanishes. His name? D.B. Cooper. The FBI launched one of the biggest manhunts ever, but they found nothing. 9 years later, a kid finds some of that cash buried on a riverbank, but that's it. Did he survive? Did he die? 50 years later, nobody knows. This is the story of America's most daring unsolved crime. It's November 24th, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving. About 2:50 p.m. at Portland International Airport, Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305, a Boeing 727, is preparing for a routine 30-minute flight to Seattle. Among the 36 passengers is this unremarkable guy. Mid-40s, black suit, white shirt, black tie, pearl tie pin, dark sunglasses. Your typical businessman. Nothing special about him. He introduces himself as Dan Cooper, pays cash for a one-way ticket. No luggage except a small briefcase. Takes seat 18E. Just another quiet passenger. The plane takes off. Cooper lights a cigarette, orders bourbon and soda. This was the 70s. You could smoke on planes. Everything seems normal. At cruising altitude, Cooper hands flight attendant Florence Schaffner a note. She starts to put it in her purse without reading it. Cooper leans in. "Miss, you'd better look at that. I have a bomb." Schaffner freezes. The note reads, "I have a bomb in my briefcase. I will use it if necessary. You are being hijacked. I want $200,000 in cash, $20 bills, four parachutes. Have this ready in Seattle. Refuel the plane." She sits next to him. Cooper opens his briefcase slightly. Red cylindrical objects with wires. Looks like a bomb. He says calmly, "Don't panic. Do what I say and nobody gets hurt. Tell the captain." Captain William Scott contacts Seattle immediately. "We have a hijack situation. The FBI is notified." The plane circles Seattle, buying time. On the ground, the FBI scrambles. They gather $200,000 from Seattle banks, about $1.3 million today. They record every serial number of all 10,000 bills. They get four parachutes from a local instructor. Inside the plane, Cooper stays calm. Most passengers don't even know what's happening. He keeps smoking, drinking, being polite. At 5:24 p.m., the plane lands in Seattle. FBI agents and police swarm the airport. An employee delivers the cash and parachutes. Cooper checks it. All there. Then Cooper surprises everyone. Let all the passengers go. Female flight attendants, too. This is unexpected. Most hijackers keep hostages. At 7:40 p.m., all 36 passengers and two attendants safely exit. Just Cooper and four crew remain. Cooper gives specific instructions. Fly to Mexico City. Keep altitude at 10,000 feet. Speed at 100 knots. Landing gear down, wing flaps at 15 degrees. The captain's shocked. These are way too technical. 10,000 feet avoids obstacles but doesn't need oxygen. 100 knots is slow enough for a survivable jump. Cooper has serious aviation knowledge. They'll need to refuel in Reno. Cooper agrees. At 7:46 p.m., the plane takes off. Cooper sends the last attendant to the cockpit. Close the door. Don't come out. Now he's alone. Cooper knew the Boeing 727 has an aft air stair that can open during flight. Dangerous, but possible. He straps the money bag to himself, 21 pounds. Picks a military parachute. Tears open another chute, uses the cords to secure the bag tighter. Around 8 p.m., warning lights flash. The aft air stair is opening. The captain calls Cooper. No answer. They're over southern Washington near Mount Rainier. Outside, pitch black, 7 degrees below zero. Wind at 185 kilometers per hour, storming. At 8:13 p.m., the plane lurches upward. Cooper jumped into complete darkness. When they land in Reno, Cooper's gone. The air stair is open. Only his tie pin, and cigarette butts remain. The FBI launches Operation Norjack, one of the biggest manhunts ever. Hundreds search vast forests. Helicopters, dogs, divers. Days, weeks, months pass. They find nothing. No body, parachute, or money. Cooper vanished. Experts debate. Some say jumping at night in a storm is suicide. The wind would tumble him violently. The money would throw off his balance. He probably died on impact or froze. His body is buried in the forest. Others disagree. Cooper's demands were too professional. Those flight parameters weren't random. He knew the 727 intimately. Maybe he had military training, landed safely, walked away. 9 years pass. February 1980. A family picnics near the Columbia River. 8-year-old Brian Ingram finds deteriorated bills in the sand. The FBI checks serial numbers. It's Cooper's money, $5,800 worth, but nothing else despite massive searches. How did it get there, far from where he jumped? Did it wash down? Did Cooper put it there? The FBI investigates until 2016. For 45 years, thousands of suspects. Richard Floyd McCoy Jr. did a similar hijacking 5 months later, but got caught, didn't match descriptions. Kenneth Christensen, ex-paratrooper and airline employee, suddenly had money. Robert Rackstraw, former Army pilot, looked like the sketch. Dwayne Weber allegedly confessed on his deathbed. None proven. In 2009, scientists analyzed Cooper's tie, found titanium and rare aerospace alloy particles, suggested he worked in aerospace. Intriguing but not conclusive. July 2016, FBI officially closes the case. No credible leads, but they'll reopen if evidence emerges. Who was D.B. Cooper? Cooper? 3 theories. 1, he died. Conditions too brutal. Probably died on impact or hypothermia. Body buried in forest forever. 2, he survived. Professional knowledge suggests careful planning. Ex-military, landed safely, new life. 3, he was an insider with intimate Boeing 727 knowledge. Here's what's fascinating. Besides that one bundle, not a single other bill ever turned up. FBI tracked serial numbers for decades. If he spent it, he hid it incredibly well. The media named D.B. Cooper was a mistake. A reporter confused him with an early suspect. He only called himself Dan Cooper. After Cooper, aviation security changed. Metal detectors installed. Baggage screening began. Boeing added the Cooper vane to prevent air stair opening during flight. His crime made flying safer. Copycat hijackings followed. In 1972 alone, about 15 attempts. FBI caught them all. Tina Mucklow, the attendant who spent most time with Cooper, said he was remarkably calm and polite, never raised his voice. She wonders if he's out there watching. Almost hopes he survived because he was decent, but thinks the jump was probably unsurvivable. Why the fascination? First, the perfect unsolved mystery. Clues but no answers. An unsolvable puzzle. Second, the audacity. Walked onto a plane, politely extorted a fortune, jumped into darkness, vanished. Almost admirable. Third, nobody hurt. Polite released hostages. More gentleman thief than criminal. People root for him. Fourth, he beat the system. Outsmarted the FBI. Represents the little guy winning. Fifth, the mystery of identity. Who was he? Why? Where is he? The uncertainty is tantalizing. D.B. Cooper became legendary. Songs, movies, books, documentaries, podcasts, annual festivals, referenced everywhere. The legend became bigger than the man. A symbol of rebellion, mystery, escape, that part of us that wonders about disappearing and starting over. If Cooper survived, life would be difficult. Spend marked bills carefully, small amounts, different cities. Can't go back, contact anyone. Need fake ID, new identity. Always looking over his shoulder. Worth it for $200,000? The Cascade Range where he landed is incredibly rugged. Dense forest, ravines, steep hillsides, rivers. Even with modern technology, you could miss things. A 50-year-old body would be nearly impossible to find. The case remains technically open. Find a parachute, bills with those serial numbers. Skeletal remains in a suit. The FBI wants to hear from you. The fact nobody's come forward for reward money is remarkable. If Cooper told anyone, wouldn't someone talk? Either he acted alone or died in the jump. What makes this even more intriguing? If that kid hadn't found those bills in 1980, we'd have zero physical evidence. Cooper would be a ghost story. The Pacific Northwest wilderness is vast and unforgiving. Dense forests, rough terrain, changing landscapes. Cooper's remains and money could be out there, hidden forever. 50 years later, we're no closer to answers. Maybe someone will find the rest of the money. Maybe a parachute in a tree. Maybe a deathbed confession. Or maybe never. And maybe that's okay. Maybe some mysteries are better unsolved. Maybe the legend is better than the truth. Maybe D.B. Cooper should remain what he is, an enigma, a ghost who jumped into darkness and became legend. So here's to you, D.B. Cooper. Whether bones in the Washington forest or an old man sipping bourbon somewhere, you pulled off one hell of a stunt. Created a mystery that's fascinated millions for half a century. Whether genius who executed the perfect crime or desperate man who made a fatal mistake or someone who got lucky, we'll probably never know. Whether you survived or died, we'll probably never know. Whether you spent that money or it's still buried, we'll probably never know. And maybe that's exactly how it should be. Some mysteries are meant to stay mysteries. Some questions meant to stay unanswered. This is the story of D.B. Cooper, the only unsolved aircraft hijacking in FBI history, the man who vanished into the sky and became a legend. America's greatest unsolved mystery. And maybe that's the way it should stay.